Hi, back to life, back to reality. Okay, so I set up the right tone for this podcast actually because, yeah, as the title suggests, it may suggest that actually I will talk about back to life and back to reality, escapism, and fantasies. So, why do I want to discuss this topic with you guys? Because I think it's like so important, so relevant, to talk about this in this age and era of technology, of apps, of fantasies that we actually create daily in our life to cope with stress, to dissociate, and to actually, yeah, to just deal with those frustrations that actually, yeah, just somehow make our life more stressful and more painful. So I was talking about actually on this term escapism. Like, what does it mean to me? It means actually that the present moment, it is like so painful that actually I want to escape. I don't want to stay. And just so you know, escaping for a short period of time, I think so. From my personal perspective, I would say that escaping actually can be beneficial to our nervous system. It can help us to regulate our nervous system and to find that homeostasis, balanced state so that balanced state where we actually get to be creative, when we actually get to just show up as we are. We get to be, yeah, a bit more positive than a grumpy dude or do that. um and actually the creativity, yeah, the creativity part, I think, is so important. So I want to talk about myself for a bit. So I'm actually a master student, and yeah, I make videos on certain topics like mental health, like LGBTQIA plus themes, topics, and actually on psychology, on relationships and dating. Of course, these are like my yeah, favorite slices of this pizza. So I actually intend to speak about these topics, because I consider them to be relevant. And why do I say that? Well, as I mentioned, we live in this digital era, where we actually have like hundreds and hundreds of options that we can choose from, and to um, somehow we are sold this idea. We were sold this idea that you can consume anything without, yeah, without hurting yourself, without hurting your soul, without hurting others, yeah, without consequences. And I'm here to tell you that actually when we dissociate and when we escape from reality, we actually tend to escape our life, our life situation, our life experiences, and we replace these with, yeah, with certain fantasies. So I think this is why the porn industry actually, it is, yeah, it has like interesting impact on our daily lives, because we tend to um we tend to create these fantasies, these ways, like I'm doing the air quotes for you guys now, these ways of experiencing, yeah, or filtering out pain and painful situations and stress and frustrations and all of that negative aspects that actually are, yeah, part of our lives. You see, this is like a really important moment, because these are like the part of our lives, you see. Because depression, what does depression actually signals? It signals that actually there is a disconnect between where I want to be and how is my life actually in this specific moment and time. So there's a disconnect. And for many of us, it is like too painful actually to just endure or just be present with our negative feelings and negative emotions, and we feel this, and we feel this void inside of us, and we just tend to, yeah, we just tend to escape it. And so we create these fantasies that actually is blocking somehow the, or those maybe like constructive ways of dealing with stress. You see, because if you run away from certain negative situations or certain unwanted situations, actually, I think these situations just are going to be more amplified, because if we keep running, those experiences do not actually vanish. They are going to be a part of our lives, but sooner or later we are going to need to face them. And this is like also like a really like key moment when we actually get to be more responsible, try to be more responsible for, yeah, for managing our lives. Just try to, yeah, create a more loving, accepting, and a more kinder surrounding environment. I would call it actually, where we get to unpack these these patterns actually that we wanted to hide so much. We just don't wanted to deal with them. So we actually created like a fantasy world where i I said, like how I said, and actually what I intended to emphasize here. It is okay, from time to time. Of course, we all want to just um, create that safe space by creating fantasies, like watching a good series, reading a good book, reading some pages, watching an episode. But you see, if our point of interest, it is in the escaping action, so we actually just put more layers on these traumatic experiences. And yeah, we just run away from the problems, from the solutions, from the present moment actually, that would like to have us. So our life, hence the title, back to life, back to reality. And what does this back to life, back to reality means, other than that great song that was actually, I think, quite popular in the 80s or the 90s, sorry, or the 90s maybe. Yeah. So back to life, back to reality, what does it mean to me? It actually means that we are allowed to take responsibility for our lives and for our decisions. So we actually get to we get to just reconnect with our lives. And how do we do that? How do we get back to to that reality point where we can be creative, when we can be, yeah, we can create those safe spaces when we actually can connect with our bodies, with our needs, with our intentions, with our true essence, you know? Because like it's so important to just live your life for yourself. But yeah, it's so much easier said than done. I know that. So also I have personal experience with this where I tend to I don't know, just hide my pain in reading too much books, in watching too much series, or yeah, just listening to too many songs in order to just um, make those negative feelings go away. You see, by numbing. So we actually numb. We numb by escapism and by fantasies. We numb these needs, desires, emotions, and feelings. And these emotions, feelings, desires, and needs want to come to the surface in order for us to just be more present with them, just try to deal with them, just try to find a constructive outlet for them to just have them be released, you know. So this is like very interesting, you know, by creating more responsibility for ourselves, you know, by and by responsibility I mean to just actually show up for yourself, to make those decisions that actually is beneficial to you if you are willing to take that step. And also here is like another important aspect. We need to reality check ourselves, you see. When we want to get back to reality, we need to reality check ourselves. And actually you get to, I don't know, include maybe those friends, those acquaintances, or maybe friends, those good friends. Acquaintances can help with like external point of view, they can help, but good friends, like good friends that you actually respect, you trust, and you value, could help in some guidance, you know, to just check your reality, to see where you are right now and where you want to be, you know. This is like also like a very important aspect. Actually, you have your own guiding system. You have your own guidance, you know. It's like a sixth sense. When we actually feel that, when we feel that void, you know, when we don't want to deal with those problems, we escape reality. We escape our life in a sense, you know, because then each and every time we are faced with a challenge, we are faced with a more maybe negative outcome or negative situation, we tend to just run from our current situation, run from our present situation into these created fantasies where we are unable to make those necessary changes and just decide on those key aspects in our lives where where our power lies, you know, because this is truly a power of yours and mine and all of our powers to just be more responsible and to create those experiences that actually you wish to, yeah, to live. And I would actually end this episode here by saying that I know it is hard sometimes. I know you don't see your power. I know it's easier said than done. But trust yourself. And how do you trust yourself? Well, you acknowledge where you are right now and have an open hearted discussion with your journal or with your best friend or with your friend that you actually respect and trust, and see how you can go from there. You know, you always have opportunities, you always have possibilities. You just have to take them, you just have to see them and take them. Take care. Goodbye.